Hi guys, I am now at a shopping for a pair of used car seats. Now, what are we doing with these car seats? We'll be revealing in a separate video. But so right now, for the task of ferrying those seats, we have an Alza for the job. Okay, so the seats are being loaded into the car. Oh, these guys are good, man. They actually gave us these carpets so that so that this pair of used seats don't dirty our car. And did I mention these seats? This one and that one over there came from an E46 M3. Oh, nice. Two E46 M3 cabrio seats fitted right inside the Alza. Nice. Right, so this is the updated Alza. Okay, so actually, if you look at it, there is no change to the sheet metal. Things like headlights, all is the same as per what is currently on offer. So what they have changed really is the bumper. Okay, so this bumper has been redesigned, and you look closely, right, at this. They have this sort of what look like carbon fiber trim added on. It looks like sticker actually. Yeah, so it looks like sticker, but well, at least the quality does not feel too bad, does not feel shabby. Okay, to me, I am quite neutral about this, but you know, if you are if you are in the market for a new Alza, at least what you see here gives you a fresher appearance of the car. The grille in particular, this new grille, gives the car a bit more of an aggressive front end, but not sure that's really relevant for a car in this class and usage. Now the interesting is this. Okay, so the Alza has three specs. Okay, the base 1.5S continues with the older front bumper. So this new front bumper and grille is only for the mid spec as well as this 1.5 liter advanced model. Okay, the Alza comes standard with a 1.5 liter engine as per before. Now, so you see you get 15-inch alloy wheels, right? And so this side skirting here, okay, you notice this side skirting has a bit of a two-tone finish. Okay, nice little touch. And you come around to the back, you get a spoiler here, and you get this trim piece that runs across, that spans the width of the car, that mixes this gloss black with chrome. It's a nice touch. Okay, and here, down here, right, so you get this sort of like this diffuser element here together with this gloss black strip and well, fake carbon fiber sticker add-on, whatever. So it's a new appearance. Okay, but you know straight up, this is just a very surface cosmetic change. Nothing fundamental of the car has been altered. Okay, and of course you get reverse camera, always useful for a class of vehicle like this. And yeah, so this variant badge AV here stands for advanced version. Okay, so let's look inside the boot. So now, right now, I have the car configured with all seats up, and as you would expect, with the third row up, this space here is limited. You can put a few grocery bags here, but that's about it. So if you need your Alza to carry luggage for an outstation trip, your seating capacity is limited to just 5 people. So you open this compartment. This opens up to the toolkit, the hazard light, the hazard warning triangle, owner's manual, jack, and all that. So this useful compartment also allows you to stow away some small items. Okay, no openable hatch here. That's a bit of a waste. So you get this. This is the boot light here. So to lower the seat backs, you have to pull this strap. But before that, you have to unhook. You have to remove the headrests. Okay, remove the headrests. And what I like about this is that with the headrest removed, you just stow them away neatly here into this compartment. All right, so you just stow them away here. This one also, pull this up, stow them away neatly here, and you release the latch. Down. So this gives you the boot space that measures up with that of an average a C-segment hatchback. Good enough to carry quite a lot of items. But feature wise, really nothing wrong. It's good, it's useful that this is flat, so this is good. You can carry items to fill up this, and without having to worry about them being wobbling about. All right, so let's go in front. All right, so let's look inside now. So here, okay, the middle row seats also have split folding facility, and they also allow for forward backward adjustment. So I've got the right seat here adjusted furthest back, okay, and the left seat is adjusted to give the third row passenger, whoever is seated behind this person on the third row, a decent amount of leg room. So if you were to give that person leg room, and you notice that for the middle passenger, it is not too bad. So there's a good amount of space here to be had in this car if you choose to use it as a 7-seater. It's just that you don't get the luggage capacity, but as with any case, there are always compromises. Okay, so folding of the seats is a 2-step operation, right? You have to pop down the seat back, and then there's a strap here which you have to locate. Pull this strap, and the seat drops. Right, so it's the same thing on the other side, and you notice that there's a gap here. All right, so there's a gap here, but you notice that the floor is quite flat. So let's say like if you're transporting big items, all you have to do is just maybe put a carpet, put a cardboard box here, and you can carry your items here without any fuss. So throughout the time that we've had this car, you would have seen in my video earlier, I carried 2 used BMW M3 seats, and also earlier than that we also used this car to ferry a set of 4 tires. So I couldn't stress this enough, but when it comes to MPVs, SUVs and wagons, right, the ability of the floor to fold flat, to give this flat loading floor, is very, very useful, very, very practical. Okay, so let's step inside and have a look at what it's life like in the third row. So I'm going to push these seats back up, right, and raise this again. So if you want to get inside, fold this down. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust this seat forward first lah. Okay, so I'm going to get in. So right here, if you can see, it's not too bad. Really, it's not too bad. Well, I've got a good amount of leg room here, okay, but obviously this space is really not meant for anything more than a short distance. I would not. It's actually not too bad. I think actually, come think of it, it's not too bad sitting here for maybe a 200 kilometer drive. Yeah. I've actually ferried people in the back of an Alza all the way from KL to Johor without any problems. It's just that our luggage at that time, because we were traveling in a family, right, our luggage had to be put in another car, but at least nobody was complaining of discomfort. Okay, you will be lacking in thigh support. Any car in this class, any 7-seater, you will lack thigh support at the third row one. This cannot be given away, but the amount of room here is good. And as you can see over there, this middle row passenger is not exactly short change of space when he or she gives me the space that I need. So yeah, this is a very competent, I would say, competently packaged 7-seater, okay, in terms of space. All right. So let's sit inside now. So if I were to push the seat all the way back, if I use this as a 5-seater, this is a fantastic amount of leg room. Okay, but if I were to use this as a 7-seater, it's not too bad. It really is not too bad. And the seats also give good thigh support. The angle is nice. It's a low angle, okay, but because the floor also is correspondingly low, right, when I rest my feet down, I get good support on my thighs. So this is very useful in a long distance journey. feature wise, nothing much to shout about here. You get this useful hook here to hang your things. You get a cup holder here, cup holder down there. This, well, this is obviously plastic but dressed to look like metal. Try to give the cabin an extra touch of class, which once again to me not entirely necessary. And also the quality at the edges is nothing to complain in this class. But well, okay lah, nothing to complain lah, really. So but okay, that's fine. Oh, of course, this being the advanced version, you get the DVD player at the back here. You can lower this, okay, very simple thing. Yep. So let's go to the front. Okay, so before we step inside, here are the car keys. It's been a while since we saw, the remote that's separate from the key. Now, so let's step in. Here is cabin, nothing new here. So here's the door card, plain simple door card. Rudimentary materials, but good fit and finish. Got cloth fabric inserts here. Power window switches, nice touch. And but this is obviously chrome coated plastic lah. So you got a nicely length door bin here, which you can drop, say, your files or whatever. All right. And here, haven't seen these for a while. Coin holders, and this tray here is a useful place to drop your smart tag. And they have this nice rubberized mat here to prevent things from slipping out. Right, but the overall basic architecture of this cabin is unchanged from the 2011 model, and you notice it has bench seats. Okay, this is a unique feature of the Alza. Automatic transmission models get bench seats, whereas manual transmission models get conventional seats with a floor-mounted shifter. Okay, so with the automatic model, the gear shifter is put up here, and you get a foot-operated parking brake, right? And let's start the car. It's been a while since I started a car that don't need me to step on the brakes. So, yep, that's the instrument cluster. And yeah, so the trip computer. So it only shows range. This info display only shows range, fuel, and you can cycle between 2 trip meters, but that's it. No average fuel consumption reading whatsoever. Okay, and of course, as we know, the Alza's centrally mounted instrument clusters mean that this space here is unused, and Perodua has thoughtfully provided a storage compartment, which I think you can now use it to put your phone to use for using your waist. Something I discovered while driving this car, pretty useful. Okay, and of course, I think the original intention was for you to store your small items here. Like, this is a very good spot actually to park your wallet, your touch and go card, your keys or whatever. Very useful spot. I appreciate this. I think many of you Alza owners out there do as well. So you got steering mounted controls here, and you get this silver finish here. Okay, we know it's fake, but it's a nice touch, and you get leather wrapping on the steering. It feels pretty pleasant. Okay, it feels pretty pleasant. And so coming to the center console. Okay, center console. Now, Perodua made some adjustments to the aircon vents. Okay, so you get these two vents here adjustable, and they've added this third vent. The function of this third vent here is to ensure a constant supply of cool air to the back of the cabin. Okay, and so for the AV model, the advanced model here, you get this 2-DIN touchscreen system, which let's try out. All right. Yeah, well, not that responsive as we would like, but okay, it's usable. Okay, and one thing nice about that, the tuner, is that you can actually directly manually tune your frequencies. I always appreciate this feature with a touch screen. Okay, and you get one USB port here. All right, this is an it is not as many as we would like, but this is a result of the Alza's age. The Alza was not developed with with the current trend of USBs in mind. So only got this one here, right? Then you got the rudimentary manual aircon controls here. All right, so they got these nice chrome ring surrounds. Of course, the quality of the controls are decidedly average, but they don't feel flimsy. Okay, and open is this glove box. Well, pretty deep. Okay, so function wise, nothing really nothing spectacular here, but a few useful touches that were part of the original design. And just come down here, this armrest also comes with an open another storage compartment here as well. This lid here, okay, this is another sign of cost cutting from Perodua's part. They did not bother to hide all these ribs here. These ribs are there to give this cover added integrity, but they did not use. Most cars will hide these ribs behind another casing, but Perodua chose not to. Obviously part of a cost saving measure, right? But then again, you don't blame car makers at this price range for cost saving measures. That's what they do to keep the prices down. And so one thing about this armrest is that when you pull it down, it's not so easy to unbuckle your seatbelt. Okay, so when you let's say whenever you reach your destination, you want to get down, you actually always have to pull this armrest up in order to be able to unbuckle the seatbelts. Okay, so we have run this for a while already. Let's go to the back and try out whether this vent here actually delivers cool air to the back or not. Not bad. I don't feel the breeze here. I don't feel any breeze, but at least it feels cool enough here. So I guess that little vent there does its job. Anyways, overall, here's another look at the cabin from the back seat. A very simple, very functional cabin. Decent fit and finish for the price. Nothing to shout about, but usable on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so the driving experience of the Alza, nothing new lah, nothing groundbreaking. So this car has a 1.5 liter engine with a 4-speed automatic transmission. Performance is well, it's not going to win you any traffic light sprints, but one thing Perodua has done is that it has given the throttle response very aggressive initial takeoff. So when you are stepping off from standstill, okay, the car does leap forward a little, okay, so it gives you that impression of punchiness. But of course, when you bring this thing up to speed, when you are out, let's say on the highway, and you're trying to keep up with faster traffic, you will realize that the engine is a little out of its element, and you can even say that it lacks a little in refinement. Okay, but use it in the context of urban driving. You know, you're doing average speeds of 80-90 kilometers per hour. Well, then it's perfectly fine, perfectly usable. Okay, the 4-speed auto is what we would say a bit of an antiquated transmission, but I have to give it credit for it is smooth. Okay, it doesn't jerk about with its shifts. Of course, not the most, what you call it, not the most intuitive, but it's smooth. Okay, and Perodua has been using this transmission across its model range for a good 10 years at least, and well, we don't hear any problems of reliability with this gearbox, don't we? So there's one good thing about this. All right, and the handling of this car really also, it's not bad, it's not terrible, but neither is it outstanding out of the it doesn't impress the way the Proton Exora would, for example. Okay, but it's competent enough, and the ride comfort actually feels decently well sorted. So over the last couple of days, we took this car on Jalan Puchong, we took this car on Old Klang Road. the suspension actually coped with some of the surface imperfections far better than we would have expected of it. Okay, given that it is an entry level budget built to a cost MPV. So let's say you go over patches of road, you find that the suspension actually soaks it up, no issues. Okay, you go over a speed bump, car goes up, down, one motion, and it settles. Okay, it doesn't bounce about. So that is a pleasant surprise, and that is something that for an MPV that Perodua has obviously targeted primarily for urban use, an entirely sensible setup. Right? So overall, right, the driving experience, nothing outstanding, okay, but neither is it terrible. It is just distinctly average. You might even call it forgettable. The brakes need a bit of work in my opinion though. Not so much of the bike, but of the pedal calibration. I find that the first 1-2 centimeters of pedal travel to be almost completely nothing, and then suddenly all the bite comes right at the end of it. Yeah, but not a big deal, just perhaps something that for drivers to get used to. So the overall proposition of the Alza, okay, one thing that you can't get away, the first impression of this car as we get on it, we use the various features, we drive it around. One thing that immediately strikes your attention is that this car feels aged. Okay, I mean, yeah, okay, it is an 8-year-old design, and if this was the 90s, a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old car would still be able to get by without feeling outdated. But this is 2018, and there are times where now, right, such is the rate of advancement with cars, particularly with all their internal software and all that, right? A 2-year-old car already can sometimes feel a little dated, so much less an 8-year-old car. I mean, Perodua has done its very best to to dress it up with the body kits, with all this like touch screen and rear seat entertainment, but it does not disguise the fact that this car is sitting on an aging package. But is it irrelevant to our market? Well, no. In fact, our experience with this car over the last 1 week suggests that a car like the Alza, okay, a cheap, well, actually not exactly cheap at 60,000, but relatively cheap, okay, a cheap, no-nonsense mode of transport, okay, that is painless to buy, painless to maintain, spare parts everywhere. And let's put it this way, if you arrive at any workshop in an Alza, there is only so much the workshop can slaughter you. Okay, so even if let's say like you don't know jack about car maintenance, you go to a workshop that slaughters you or what, right? There is only so much that they can slaughter you. So this is a car that you buy with not a lot of money, you can keep it running with not a lot of money, and it will just keep serving you. Okay, and the fact that, and yes, it does not come equipped with the latest features, but at least one thing this car will be good at is that you can use it to haul ass. All right, you can use this car to haul some serious ass. The important touch, okay, the seats, the back seats, they fold down completely. You get a completely flat floor, so that allows you to load big items into this car, no problem. You fold the seats up, this car then becomes a decently spacious 7-seater. What is particularly impressive is how the third row, the amount of space available in third row actually exceeds many cars that are 2 or 3 classes above. which is fantastic. Of course, you compromise in terms of your available luggage space, but if you are, but in any case, right, most 7-seaters out there, you won't be able to transport a full load of 7 people and their luggage for a 2-3 day outstation trip. You can't. This is a better compromise than most. So the Alza really is not a car, it's not what we would call an aspirational purchase. This is not a car that you look on the street and you say, oh, I want this is what I want. No, the Alza is a car you buy because you need it. It is a car that really comes into and fulfills a practical reason in your life. And even as a motoring enthusiast, okay, you can have your project car or whatnot that that tickles your fancy, but what are you going to use to fetch all the spare parts from the chop shop? An Alza. Heck man, that boot space at the back, you can use it to transport a whole half-cut engine, your whole whatever that your whole prop shaft or whatever. This car will do it. So yes, this car is not fancy, but this car can really be the unsung hero of your family. Yeah. So I am not particularly convinced that all the dressings out there and whatnot, but yeah, I will say this: there is place in the world for a simple, no-nonsense car like the Alza, a car that is mechanically unpretentious, but it will seat 7 people in comfort, or you can haul a whole load of stuff right there at the back.